well known throughout our city, our state, and our region. You might guess his name when I say he's also very well known for his shoe style. However, that is just the top of his shoes, and pretty as they are, the sole is where this hipster, Euro-stylish man really takes care of business. It's the leather to the road that has kept him driven to always promote and produce economic development for our great city. It is my pleasure to introduce Williston's Economic Development Director, a guy who lives and breathes in nothing but the finest Italian shoes. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sean Winko.
I called up Steve and I said, hey, would you kind of do some intros? What did I create, Steve? Yeah, right? Well, I'll tell you what, guys, thank you for coming tonight and welcome to the 2021 Small Business Development Williston Economic Development Awards. I'll tell you what, we had to take last year off because of COVID, and we're back together. A little bit smaller venue, but I tell you what, we're having probably twice as much fun. How about that band, the Mooncats, that kicked it off? We also got to give a shout out to Angie and her crew at the 11 Restaurant and Lounge, bringing out the food, serving the drinks tonight. We are live streaming this as well through all of our social media outlets. So WillistonDevelopment.com, Facebook, YouTube. You guys that are out there, you see these two cameras going up with the live stream. We're glad to have you guys with us. Maybe next year we'll have everybody here in person, but it's great to see you guys. The guys doing it, Matt and his group with the creative treatment, all the videos that you see and stuff. Matt does a great job for us. Been with us for about 5 years doing these. And there's only one guy I'll use with the sound and the lighting, and that's Jory with Nightlife Sound and Lighting. We've been doing this about 5 years as well, so appreciate that. I have to give a quick shout out. I tell you what, I stand up here and I have a lot of fun, but I'm not the one that does the work. It's my staff, and they usually yell at me to stay out of the way. So I want to introduce, and when I introduce you guys, stand up, please. Ann Quandy, Barb Peterson, Brenda Schmidt. Yeah, they're the three ladies that get it done in the office, but I tell you today, again, they told me just to get out of the way, and they told me to shut up, so whatever, yeah, I guess so. We got Miss North Dakota in the house, Haley Wolf. I know you guys saw the mayor, he just stepped out, he'll be back in, but we got the mayor here, and we got City Commissioner Danette Pizak here with us tonight. And State Representative David Richter's here as well. One thing I really want to point out is the last couple of days when we did the Economic Development Summit, you saw we had a full day of meetings yesterday. We talked all things economic development. It's been a great year for us. We're out of the chute really, really good. I tell people that last year we played a style of economic development that I hate to play, and it was called defense. And so we're back on offense. You see some of the things that we launched, like our Superstars program, the 21 Businesses in 21 program. We're really seeing a lot of momentum coming into 21, so we're really excited for that. But the one thing I like to point out, when we do these events, you have to thank the sponsors that you see on these cards right here, because we are not able to sit here, do this, have dinner, have drinks, have this sort of show without these guys that are sponsoring this show. So let's give a round of applause for all our sponsors. And finally, I'm going to give a round of applause to all of you, because you guys are the ones that make economic development for the city. You believe in Williston. You make my job great. I love it that you're entrepreneurs and that you guys take a chance. So everybody give yourself a round of applause. All right, and to kick this show off, you know me, I'm a video guy. We got a great intro video for you. So Jory, let's go.
Welcome to the 2021 Williston Economic Development and Small Business Development Center Annual Awards Banquet. Tonight, we celebrate and showcase business leaders, ambassadors, and change makers in Western North Dakota. From oil to agriculture to manufacturing and everything in between, there's no place in America that supports business like Williston, North Dakota. We support growth with local and state incentives. We support new careers with Williston State College and Train ND's Northwest Center. With unparalleled development, chart-topping national statistics, and global economic attention, Williston is a place for businesses to succeed. We think big and bold and aren't afraid to invest in the future. Whether you are an entrepreneur, emerging business, or looking to relocate, there's no place in America that supports business like Williston, North Dakota. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the 2021 Williston Economic Development and Small Business Development Center Annual Awards Banquet.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Matt with Creative Element. Great video. I now have the great pleasure of introducing a gentleman who will be your MC tonight. He is an iconic and authentic representation as one of the last kids to grow up on a working farm around here. He came up the granola way and is a Gopher graduate, then left the farm and moved 30 miles south to the big city, our city. Started a career with KEYZ Radio, and now decades later is still there as a leading voice and communicator for our region. Captain Kirk would call him Scotty. I call him the Hauganator. Please welcome your MC for tonight's festivities, Mr. Scott Haugen.
We are ready to roll. My goodness. I knew when Steve was going to be involved, it was going to be something memorable. I just didn't know what to expect. So, how's everybody doing tonight? It is so nice to be able to be out and see friends and make acquaintances and whatnot, and just to kind of sit back and relax and celebrate a little bit. And if you don't mind, I want to just take a look at you for just a second, because when you're in radio, they put you in a little 8x10 room, and basically they just poke you to talk a little bit. Here's your news, radio, satellite, weather, here's your sports, here's your news, everything like that. But I really want to look at you for just a second, because number one, it's nice to see people without masks for a change. And number two, it's even better to be able to look and actually see the people that are listening. But you are at a somewhat disadvantage this evening, because this is the only time you don't get to turn the radio off. So, like it or not, here we go. As Steve mentioned, I've been with Cherry Creek Radio. We have 660 Keys, we have Power 95, and we have Z96. And in all the years that I've been at the radio station, one of the things that's always been a highlight is when you get to step out in the community and you get to interview people, business owners, community members, things of that nature. It's always a big highlight. And I really enjoy getting to work with Sean and Barb and Ann and even Brenda from time to time, because all of them are constantly looking ahead. They're always looking at the big picture. It's always fun to interview them from time to time, because you know that there's something exciting that they're in the works with. They're just not going to tell you what it is, though. And it's really hard to try to pull the secrets out. But the one that I've been dying to ask as a news radio representative, Sean, when are we going to get Taco Bell? It's got to happen. You have the stroke. You have the wherewithal. We need to make this happen. Please. All right? It's even especially true now since we just interviewed Sean yesterday, and he was extremely excited to announce some of the new things that they've launched or that they're in the works of doing. And it is mind-boggling to see the breakneck pace that these people work at on a daily basis. When you look at all the new things that economic development has done, it is hard not to get excited right along with this ambitious bunch. It's also hard to keep up with the fast-paced and breakneck speed that they work at because the office is one of the busiest in the state. And who would have thought a few years ago where economic development was and where we are today? It is mind-boggling to see the speed that these people work at each and every day. They've launched the Superstars program. They're getting ready to do the 21 in 21 Business Challenge. I can tell you firsthand that these people do not sit around. They're constantly working. They make it look so easy because when you're truly the very best of your game, it is so easily done because they never work up a sweat. And it's very admirable to see the quality of work that they do each and every day. If you would, for just a second, join me in pausing and reflecting on just how lucky we are to have these four ambitious people, Sean, Barb, Ann, and even Brenda. They're here working for you, and I know that it's a pleasure that they get to do this each and every day. So if you would, how about a nice hand for these folks? One of the other things that comes to mind this evening is our nominees, and I really want to make sure I get this right because we're extremely fortunate to have all of them in our corner. These people work daily to promote shopping local. They're on the front lines promoting Williston and the area each and every day. And tonight's nominees recognize the importance of volunteering in the community, working, leading, or even lending a hand when they need to from time to time. We've achieved so much in so little time, and I can only imagine what the chapters hold in the future for us here in the city of Williston. And if you would permit me to, I want to personally thank Sean and Barb and Ann and Brenda for the opportunity to participate in the festivities with you tonight. And most importantly, I do want to thank all of tonight's nominees for your dedication, your sacrifices, and for showing the rest of us just how to do things a little bit better. Our region is stronger and better with your efforts. And whatever the outcome is tonight, you're all winners. So again, how about a nice hand for everybody involved? All right. So we are going to move right into the award schedule this evening. We have a lot to go through tonight. The awards are split into two different segments. The Small Business Development Center's awards will be presented first, and then we're going to do the Economic Development's awards after. Members of the Williston Star Fund Board of Directors, the Williston City Commission, and the Western Region Economic Development Board of Directors have voted for tonight's winners, and the SBDC award winners are aware that they've won, but the WED has not been notified, or they've not told anybody what the intentions are, just to keep the suspense up a little bit more, okay? So with that being said, I think we're going to cut right to the first half and get rolling with our 2021 Woman-Owned Business of the Year. The award is presented to any woman-owned business startup that has demonstrated exemplary business success within the community. Now, past recipients include Angela Scogan from Cookson, Maine, Dana Johnson with Little Muddy Gifts, and the 2019 winners were Taryn Bauer and Lacey Dixon with Fresh Palette. And what we're looking to do here, I know I kind of fast forwarded a little bit in the schedule, so I'm looking for the envelope. Brenda, you were...
I had one job.
Oh, it's all good. Hey, we're among friends, so just kind of roll with the punches here. It is the 2021 Woman Business Owned of the Year. You're going to stand over here? You can stand up here and make me look good. All right. So, and I have to tell you, before I do this, you have no idea how many times I watched the Steve Harvey clips to go, do not do that. All right? So, here we go. Your 2021 Award winner for the woman-owned business is Sheila Gehring of 26th Street Liquor. Now, Sheila could not be here this evening, but we have a brief video for all of the things that she has to say tonight.
Sheila Gehring purchased 26th Street Liquor in 2008 and added a second location in Minot in 2018. 26th Street Liquor is known for their extremely knowledgeable staff, unique products, and the largest selection of beer, wine, and liquor in the area.
So as we pointed out, ladies and gentlemen, that is the business, and now we're going to have the acceptance speech from Sheila Gehring.
Thank you so much. I would first like to thank our loyal customers. Without all of you, none of this would be possible. I would also like to thank Keith Olson with the SBDC for his guidance throughout the years. I'd like to thank my daughter for her tolerance of my crazy hours and her support of my career. Mostly, I would like to thank my staff. They are hardworking, dedicated, and loyal. When I moved to Williston, I hadn't planned on still being here 21 years later, but Williston has become my home, and I couldn't imagine myself being anywhere else. This community of friends, colleagues, acquaintances, and peers make this a truly wonderful place to live and work. I consider myself blessed and eternally grateful to have found this community in which to live, raise my daughter, build a business, and become an owner deserving this recognition that I'm receiving today. It's truly rewarding to be recognized today. This award reaffirms the choices and sacrifices that I've made over the years, the dedication and love that I have for my business and this community, and the love I feel today. Thank you.
I did find out earlier today as well that Sheila is celebrating her birthday today. So Sheila, not only congratulations on the award, but happy birthday. So we're going to move right in now to the 2021 New Business of the Year. The SBDC's New Business of the Year award is presented to an individual or individuals who have demonstrated superior success with a new business startup, purchase, or even a remodel. Now, past recipients include Strike Zone, Starboard Clothing, now known as Genesis, Williston Basin Eye Care, and your 2019 winner was Flow Care Systems. And we're going to get the envelope here. I was waiting for a video. The 2021 New Business of the Year is Safari Trampoline Park. And Jay Serini is here this evening, but we're going to give you a kind of a behind-the-scenes look of his facility.
Safari Trampoline Park opened in 2019 and provides a one-of-a-kind experience in a safe and family-friendly environment with trampolines, foam pits, climbing walls, bumper cars, full-size kitchen, arcade games, and even a drive-in movie screen. Safari Trampoline Park has become an entertainment destination year-round.
And Mr. Serini, why don't you come over here and give us a few words, please? Congratulations.
Thank you. First of all, thank God for everything in life. Thank God for Williston, and thank God he helped me with this project. Also, SBDC, Keith, and Williston Economic Development, they were amazing in this project. SBDC and Williston Economic Development, they are one of the amazing resource for the small business, and that's coming from heart. They helped me each step of the way when we started. You get frustrated, but they kept going and helped us keep going with the project. Also, thank you for the city of Williston with all the permits and everything. They work hard to get us all the permit and everything in timely manner. Also, when we started this project, we wanted safe and clean place for our kids in the community, and families in the community. And thank God, I think we have achieved that. And again, I cannot thank God enough that we are blessed to be part of the Williston community, and we feel blessed to be here. Thank you.
One of the coolest places in Williston, I have to say. Mr. Serini, congratulations. All right. The 2021 Existing Business of the Year. The SBDC's Existing Business Award is given to a business that has demonstrated staying power within the community. Not only have they demonstrated success, but they've given back to the community in a positive way. Past recipients have included David Hill of Bubba's Bubbles, Kyle and Tessa Halstead from Bodo's Appliance and Outdoor Living, and the 2019 winner was Credence Energy Services, co-owned by cousins Kevin, Wyatt, and Malachi Black. So here is a look at your 2021 Existing Business of the Year.
Western Veterinary Clinic has been locally owned since 1973. With a wide variety of medical, surgical, and emergency services, along with a large experienced staff, Western Veterinary Clinic has been caring for Williston animals of all types and sizes for nearly 50 years.
All right, and it says that the official duties have to include the envelope, Western Veterinary Services. Why don't you folks come on up if you'd like to say a few words, please?
And she's watching with those eyes, and she's loving with that body, I just know it. And he's holding her in his arms late at night. You know, I wish that I had just seen.
Right? Okay. So we would like to take this opportunity to thank the Star Fund, Board of Directors, the City Commission, the Regional Economic Development Center, Board of Directors for this award. In addition, we'd like to thank Keith Olson for all of his help over the past few years with our business and our expansion project. Our renovation and expansion project, aided by the Star Fund, has made tremendous impact on our ability to provide veterinary services in the Mondac region. It has allowed us to add more examination rooms, upgrade our waiting room and our treatment facility to better serve our patients and our clients. We are proud to be a part of this community and look forward to providing quality veterinary medicine in Williston for years to come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we are moving right along here tonight, and we are going to sneak up now on the 2021 Lender of the Year. The Small Business Development Center's 2021 Lender of the Year Award is given to a financial representative that has demonstrated a willingness to support new and existing business development and growth within the region. Past recipients include Jory Meyer from First International Bank and Trust, Chris Junt with First State Bank and Trust, David Grubb of the Bank of Tioga, and your 2019 winner was Justin Vole with First International Bank and Trust. Now this year it's a little bit unique because we have two winners. And what we're going to do is I'm going to get the envelope real quick. Thank you very much. And we are going to go right into the Lender of the Year. It is Tracy Whitney of Lewis and Clark Development Group, and also Kirby Kane as well. And we're going to have these two come up here at this time. We'll have Tracy first, and then we'll have Kirby come up as well.
In 2016, Kirby Kane started as a credit analyst at First State Bank and Trust before being promoted to a commercial loan officer. By helping his customers obtain different types of commercial financing, Kirby has been able to help businesses and entrepreneurs develop Western North Dakota to become stronger than ever.
And here they are getting their awards tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Tracy, if you want to come up first, why don't we have you go ahead and give the big speech this evening. Come on up.
I thought I would first of all get it on my way because it's the first time I've received it, so I wanted to see what it felt like. So, hi everybody. I'm not a Williston resident, but I've certainly been involved in Williston over a lot of different years. I had my in-laws here for years, and I still remember those days in the 80s when there was block after block of houses that were for sale. And oh boy, did you come of age. Williston, in my perspective, is one of the best communities in the state of North Dakota. The economic development activity here is, as you all know, is phenomenal. It's one of a kind. You've got Sean, you've got Keith, you've got Banquet, North Dakota, you've got Lewis and Clark, which I belong to, which has alternative financing programs through SBA and other means. And together, this is a team approach. You know, there's nothing that can be done in economic development unless you have a team around you. And that's lenders, it's the federal government, it's people in the community that drive these projects, and they're not easy. So I guess this award is something I never expected. I surely appreciate it. And I just want to thank all the friends that are in the room tonight and all the lenders that make my job easy. Thank you, Williston. Way to go.
And if you would, ladies and gentlemen, we are equal opportunity here. You know, these radio guys, all we do is talk. I always forget about the videos and whatnot, so we're going to give you one quick video real quick like over here, and then we're going to get our winner up here as well. So if I could have you direct your eyes to the video screen, please.
In 2007, Tracy Whitney started working with the Lewis and Clark Development Group, which is a collaboration of 3 separate nonprofit organizations that provide programs and loans to support and advance economic and community development across North Dakota. Over his entire 30-year commercial lending career, Tracy estimates he has put together more than 150 loan packages, totaling more than $500 million.
All right, Tracy, congratulations. And if we could, Kirby, why don't you come on over here and say a few words, please?
I just want to say that receiving this award, it's a big honor. It means a lot more than my words can say. I definitely didn't get here alone. I can thank a lot of people for that, for their help and support. First start with Chris Dennis and First State Bank and Trust for giving me the opportunity back in 2016. And I can't say enough about the whole loan department and processing staff and the rest of the First State team. They're truly the best. My friends, family, girlfriend, they've all been here to support me along the way in anything that I do. Have to thank Economic Development, Keith, for all their help with various projects and being so easy to work with. And of course, I have to thank all of our customers. They definitely make my job easy and wouldn't be standing here today without them. So looking forward to continuing to help make this great community even better. Thank you.
All right, nice job, guys. You know, everybody's saying such nice things about Keith this evening. You obviously have not bowled against this man before, have you? Ruthless. Absolutely ruthless. Before we move on to more of our presentations tonight, we have something special from the SBDC. Keith Olson is going to come up here, and he's got a few things that he'd like to do. We have a special award tonight. So, Keith, I'm going to turn the podium over to you.
First of all, I better apologize to Ann because I know she likes to keep this thing on schedule, and everything is scripted, so I didn't tell her about this. Just checking, Sean, did you write his speech at the beginning? Did you? Okay, well, I wrote this one myself. Now, getting up in front of all of you, the most important thing for me to tell you is I'm not nearly as serious as I appear or as serious as everybody thinks. So I need to make sure that you understand there's some sarcasm in this speech. But first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight and celebrating with us. I give these stats yesterday, but I wanted to shoot them out again today because I think when you tell a story of Williston, you have to tell them what's going on. So far this year, we've assisted, in the first 17 weeks of the year, we've assisted 252 clients. When I started this job in 2003, 100 was a busy year. If you break them down over 17 weeks, we're helping 21 clients a week. On average, our average time with each client so far is 2.1 hours, which equals 42 hours a week. Then we need to add the time that we spend with session notes, meetings, continuing ed, and all the other duties that come up. Not to mention trying to have a normal family life with hockey and grandkids and anything else that comes up from day to day. Needless to say, the first part of this year has been busy. But it isn't just me. I have great support and help from Sean, his staff, Everett and his staff, Tri-County, Casey, the developer in Crosby, and Daniel Stenberg in Watford. But most importantly, it's very difficult to do a job like this without the unbelievable support of my family. I especially want to take this time to thank my wife. Without her love and support, it would be almost impossible to do this job. Now, I was trying to debate whether I had the courage to do the rest of the speech, but sitting with Terry for 10 minutes, I figured I have to. But when putting this together, I found the neatest site that has all the North Dakota teams that have played football over the years and their schedules back into the 70s. And game scores, so now I finally can tell a story and everything I'm going to tell you is accurate. On September 10th, 1982, I played a high school football game against Oslo, Minnesota. Now, I played for Adams in Edinburgh, and we had a unique situation as half our games were in North Dakota and half our games were in Minnesota. And this was the second game of the year. It was kind of interesting because Oslo didn't have lights, so our game was at 3 o'clock, which was crazy because I checked and it was 95 degrees at kickoff. And I did bother to Google and find out what the weather was that day, so that is true. Afternoon games, the good part about afternoon games is it allowed us to get home at a reasonable time. And of course, those were the days before cell phones, so our pastime was cruising up and down Main Street, all 3 or 4 blocks of it. And Sean will appreciate this, listening to Journey for hours. My neighbor and I both played on the football team, and we took turns driving back and forth to Edinburgh because we lived in Adams for games and practices. So we got back from the game and we were cruising down Main Street in Edinburgh in his car, and this girl jumps out in front of the car, waving her arms, and flags us down and said her friend really wanted to meet the driver. I'm not sure if that was really true or not, but after 39 years, we're still together. And they dated for a month. I still struggle every time I tell this story because kids today don't cruise Main Street, and if they're interested in somebody else, they call it talking. Back in 1982, we spent our time cruising up and down Main Street trying to find a place we could go park without getting caught. The sad part is 3 of my kids don't even know what parking was. Now, normally I get grief from my wife because I'm not big on buying flowers, and I'm terrible at public displays of affection. So dear, for now this will have to do. Love you, and I hope this is the beginning of the next 39 years. It's your fault, Sean. You told me I could go off script. When I was younger, I spent my time farming, and I'd always set my clock to 7:20 in the morning, noon, and 5:20. Scott will appreciate this. I was a huge Paul Harvey fan. So now I need to tell you the rest of the story. Aaron Rodgers wants Jeopardy. I want Paul Harvey's job. I've been on the state hockey board for the past 20 years, and we always get into this debate when it comes to time to try and figure out who we can nominate for the Hall of Fame. And finally, a couple years ago, somebody said, wouldn't it be nice if we actually put people in when they were still alive and could hear how much we appreciate them and tell them what they did for us instead of handing a plaque to our family? I have to admit, after listening to this debate more than once, it sort of got to me, so I'm going to do my best to do that now. I have to admit that this is a really tough night for me, as I'm having to watch 3 people that I admire a great deal retire, and realize they're not going to be there to help me and all of us out. In many ways, I'm glad for them, but on the other hand, it will be very challenging to get by without them. Now, when you start your career, Sean, you can appreciate this too. When you start your career in economic development, I'm not sure anybody ever grows up thinking they're going to be an economic developer, and sure as hell not an SBDC director, because there's usually incredible turnover. Many of us joke that we can't wait for the next ED&D convention so we can see who all the new developers are. Quite frankly, those of us in economic development should probably have a half-life just like the element table. So when you're starting out trying to learn how to be good at what you do, it's kind of hard to get the people with experience who can become your mentors and friends to really take you seriously. Nobody thinks you're going to be around long enough to really become your friend. And then everybody tells you, well, if you're really any good at this gig, in a couple years some bank or CPA firm or business will hire you and you won't have to worry about it anymore. Now that I'm entering my 19th year, I'm starting to wonder if that was true at all. Fortunately for me, I was lucky enough that Tracy took me seriously and took the time to teach me and help me learn all that I could and be better at what I do. And now my friend, and I will call you my friend because you still take my calls when I call. I wish you the very best in retirement, and I thank you all that you've done for me over the years, taking me seriously, giving me a chance, and being such a tremendous supporter of all we do in Northwest North Dakota for the last 20 years. Tracy has been a huge part of many of the successes we've had with projects, and we couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Tracy. Now on to Terry Olson. I'd be worried if I were you. Now, Terry, I know you're up for an award tonight, and I can honestly tell you I do not know who any of the award winners are past the SBDC awards. I don't know if you'll win, but good luck. I know who didn't vote for you. Your check didn't get to me till after the voting closed. I started working at Wilson State College back in 2003 when you were the basketball coach at the college. And I can remember many days going up for lunch listening to you and Lee Halverson and Jack White and Wayne Berry and others tell stories, talk sports, laugh, and for some reason I got to sit and listen, and even every once in a while you'd let me put a word or two in. Then after a short time at the college, for some weird reason I got added to the cabinet, and there you were again. In those days there were only 5 or 6 of us, so the meetings were a bit different. And honestly, it got to be kind of embarrassing when I would laugh at your jokes, almost to the point of almost peeing myself. And I don't think it occurred to you, but I was the only one laughing. Not because it wasn't funny, but because I was the only one that watched the same movies you did. And there was likely a reason no one else was watching Vacation, Caddyshack, or Porky's. Later, I figured out I got to stay on the cabinet because you guys needed a scapegoat and accomplice for some of the crazy projects we were about to undertake as you transitioned into your job at the foundation. Crazy thing is, I remember when that job came open, Danette, who was running Train ND at the time, talked about it and considered applying for it. God, I'm glad I didn't, because I'd have a hard time admitting that you beat me out of a job. So in 2010, we started working together to try and build a dorm on campus. We were successful, but after we lost our interest subsidy on the bonds, we spent the better part of 2 years trying to figure out any way we could to refinance that debt. I can remember going with you to Bismarck several times for meetings, and every time we would get to the meeting, you know, when Terry walks into a meeting, he takes over, or walks into a room, he takes it over. So he'd walk in right away and he'd be shaking everybody's hand, Terry Olson with Foundation, Terry Olson with Foundation. And before I could even get Keith out, he'd say, nope, no relation. Now, all these years later, you know, that kind of hurt Terry. I mean, I'm not sure how you thought anybody could think we're related if they saw us standing next to each other. But once we found out how steep the prepayment penalties were, we found out we had to wait till 2019, and you told me then, I will find some money and we'll get it done then. Few things have made me feel better working at the college than this spring when we were finally able to accomplish the refinancing of the dorm, saving the college a great deal of money, and true to your word, you did find some money. It didn't take long for you to find another scheme to drag me into. Senator Leeson came to you and said, Terry, we need to figure out the DMV. We need the college or the foundation to take it over. So once again, you and Dr. Ray volunteered me because, I mean, obviously I have lots of DMV experience. Thankfully, we did make it happen, and we'll both have stories to tell for the rest of our lives with that experience. But what people should know is that at the peak of the boom, we took in nearly $15 million of fees and taxes in 1 year through that office. And even though we weren't perfect by any means, I really believe we were able to keep a DMV office in Williston because of all of the great work you did. Eventually, we were able to hire stable staff, and you kicked me to the curb again. But I am pretty certain we had the only SBDC office in the nation that you had to go behind a locked door to get into. Now it's 2014 and you come see me again. And you said, Olson, and you did this like you always do. We need housing, how are we going to get it done? So we spent hours looking at it, having bank meetings and other meetings, and I put together this huge Excel spreadsheet that had every variable you could possibly imagine on it. And you looked at it, paused for a couple minutes, and said, you can get the tax credits, we can make it happen. It didn't occur to me until several years later that you really had no clue what was on that spreadsheet and probably didn't understand any of it. But we got it built. Then you came back a couple years later and said, hey, I think they're willing to give us some more tax credits so we can reduce the debt. Can we do it? And we were fortunate and got another $2 million in tax credits, which really made a difference. You weren't through with me yet and came back a little bit later and said, hey, we got a chance to buy the other building on campus. Can you help me do it? Fortunately, with the great support and help from the city and others, we got that done too. Now, one of the things I've enjoyed over the last few years is the phone conversations we've had that usually drift towards farming. Now, when you talk to you, you would think you were the next big bonanza farmer, just like the early days of North Dakota, as you talk about your exploits on the farm. But the more we drill down, the more we honestly find out it's about double the size of my garden. I know you and I have had great discussions about who got better deals at auction sales, what broke down, what you traded, and how proud you were of whatever you bought last. Now that you are retiring, though, I thought it was only appropriate to tell some of these stories, but I also wanted to tell you, in all seriousness, what I've learned from you. I don't know if I've ever spent time around you and not felt better when we parted company, whether it was laughing, the jokes, or just a break in the day, but I always look forward to having a reason to come and give you a hard time. I was never disappointed, and I definitely learned not to take myself too seriously hanging around you. I love how much you appreciated all of the athletes you recruited over the years. I think I've heard stories about just about every one of them. And while I know I'm sure there were a couple knuckleheads in the group, most of them live larger than life in the stories you tell me and how much they mattered to you. Your coworkers mattered. This is obvious with all the wonderful stories I've heard about all the people you worked with at the college and how much you loved working there. When my son got sick, you called. When my dad passed away, you called. So even though I know you'll never say it, I think you care. I have 2 daughters that have gone to Williston State and benefited from the wonderful generosity of the foundation. So for that, I, and lots of other people in this room probably, thank you for your vision and foresight for what you have accomplished with your board under the scholarship program. Love where you work. I have no doubt if you were lying up here dying and needed a transfusion, you're probably going to die. Because I don't know anybody else that has green blood like you do. When I hear WSC or Tetons, honestly, Terry, I think of you. Now, I have 2 things for you, Terry. I didn't want you to go home tonight without winning anything. I have a pair of, well, first of all, I got you a new tractor. It's not new, but I think it fits most of what you buy at auction sales. And I got you a pair of slippers, because I can remember coming to work one day at the DMV, and one of our workers had showed up in her bunny slippers, and I thought Terry was going to die. So every time you see these slippers, I want you to think of all the good times we spent together. WSC's motto is where the people make the difference, and with TO, this is especially true because you have with me for sure, and I know many others as well. Lastly, if we're in the same place at the same time and somebody thinks we're related, I'm okay with that. The SBDC office is a complicated animal with state and federal funds and local match requirements and tons of paperwork. Across the country, SBDC offices are typically hosted by local colleges when that's possible. Now, I know we're not typically seen as a crucial program at the college, since we aren't necessarily instruction and we don't generate income, so to speak. And whenever we get a new president, I get really nervous. You have no idea how good it was to hear Dr. Miller say when he was hired that he had an SBDC office in Idaho and was very familiar with the program. Quite frankly, I cringed when I heard you were retiring. Not only do I work for the president, but I also have a state director, economic developers, bankers, and lots of great stakeholders to try and keep up to. And not to mention our primary purpose, which is supporting entrepreneurs in our area. One of the great things about working for you was you understood that very well and supported that mission and vision. I wanted to give you this award, which is called Champion of the SBDC. For your years at WSC, you've been a great supporter of the program, and for me personally, helping keeping me focused, had my back when I needed it, and was a great sounding board and helped grow our great partnerships with the city of Williston and Mackenzie County. You encouraged me and let me do my job the best way I know how. There's no question in your time of WSC that you've become a true champion of this program, and it is my pleasure to present you with this first Champion of the SBDC Award.
Thank you. I'm humbled. I know a number of you have heard me say this before. Coming to Williston is really one of the best things I ever did in my life, personally and professionally. The friendships that I've made here are just beyond measure. You're all great people, and I really feel like of all the places I've been, people I've worked with, Williston is the most giving community that I've ever been around, and I hope we never lose that. So thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we are in for a few of these surprises that you've kind of been waiting for. But before we jump into some of these, we do want to acknowledge some of our sponsors again tonight. If you're here this evening, thank you. Make sure you give us a big wave, or if you'd like to stand up, whatnot. We want to make sure that we put a face with the organization. Our platinum sponsors, Cardin Global and Sanford Health. How about a nice hand for these guys this evening? Our gold sponsors tonight, AE2S, J.E. Dunn, and Altag. Our silver sponsors, you know Ken is here, MDU Resources, Knife River, MDU Williston Basin API Chapter. There he is. Our bronze representatives tonight, FCI Contractors. Are you here this evening? We appreciate you coming tonight. You are. So thank you very much for your continued support for economic development and for the Mondac region as a whole. It is very much appreciated. So we're going to move in right now to the Williston Economic Development Awards. And as we mentioned earlier, WED go quite so well. And there's a video up here that we'd like to show you this evening before we get to the awards tonight.
Hey guys, welcome to the planning meeting for the 2021 Economic Development Summit. After what we went through in 2020, it's pretty important that we make this event special, so this is really why we're calling the planning meeting today. I know all of you have had different duties to work on towards this summit, and let's get the first update from Brenda. Go ahead, tell me what you got going on.
Sure. The band will be here Thursday night and setting up.
Brenda, you're muffled a bit. Can you take that mask off? Double mask. Well, can you take off that mask, please? Triple mask. I did not see that coming.
Can't be too safe.
Let's just move on. Barb, let's get your update. You're on mute. I can't hear you. You are on mute. Hit the mute button. Barb, we've had like 100 Zoom calls in 2020. I can't hear you. Hit the mute button. All right, when you figure that out, Barb, but let's move on. Keith, what do you have for an update? Whoa, okay, let's go. Ann, what do you have?
The schedule's up to date.
And I think you have a pig filter on.
What? Here, let me try to fix that.
Now you're a bottle of Gatorade.
I am not a Gatorade bottle.
Now an orange.
This doesn't appear right. My son was playing with my computer, but I think I fixed it. How is this?
All right, we're just gonna call this meeting for the day. We'll schedule it for another time. Thanks, everybody.
So unprofessional.
You know, that's all the things that they do on a daily basis, but we want to tell you that 2021 looks to be bigger than ever. The first quarter of 2021 has seen 35 individual businesses already assisted by Williston Economic Development and the SBDC. And we do want to tell you as well, the 2021 award recipient is going to be announced mid-May, and that is going to be by Mid-America Economic Development. So we're looking forward to that as well. So we are moving right along tonight, and do you guys want to take a break and maybe go get a beer, or do we want to just continue with the awards? Everybody's so quiet tonight. All right, that's what we'll do. We are going to go to the awards this evening. And what we're going to do, we're going to jump in. We have several that we're going to do tonight. It's the 2021 Regional Project of the Year. The Regional Project of the Year is a business or an entry that has shown exceptional leadership within the region and its field. Past recipients include First International Bank and Trust, NDSU Williston Research Extension Center, and the 2019 winner, J.E. Dunn. And tonight, your nominees include the Innovation Academy, Vantis, and Outrigger Energy 2.
The American State Bank Innovation Academy opened in 2020 and provides a personalized learning environment for 5th through 8th grade students, giving them the ability to advance grade levels in certain subject areas, utilizing digital learning tools and relevant project-based instructional approaches. The ASB Innovation Academy provides all students access to one-to-one technology while giving them real-world experiences to grow from. Built by Colorado-based Outrigger Energy, the Williston Basin Midstream Facilities project was completed in January of 2021 and consists of a high-efficiency gas processing plant and an 80-mile rich gas gathering system with direct market access to 2 pipeline systems. The gathering system can transport over 450 million cubic feet per day of raw gas, and Outrigger plans to expand the plant's capacity based on producer needs. In 2019, Vantis partnered with the state of North Dakota to create a highway in the sky for unmanned aircraft systems, the first of its kind in the nation. This advanced network for public and commercial drone operations has already begun to bring new companies, jobs, and opportunities to western North Dakota.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get our economic development crew up here for the big awards presentation. Brenda, come on up. And I do want to make sure that we acknowledge everybody tonight. Make sure you stick around after the banquet because we want to make sure that we can get some pictures too. All right? So are we ready for the first award? Vantis. Come on up.
Wow, this is incredible. First off, Sean, we came out to Wilson. We weren't sure, we didn't give you any heads up. We said that we wanted this really innovative UAS initiative to happen in Williston. I showed up in loafers. You're more of a monkstrap guy. I wasn't sure if you were gonna, if you're gonna accept me, but you more than happily did, and that's been great. We showed up at the New Wilson Airport, and we weren't sure if Anthony was going to be okay with us installing equipment to allow drone operations to be happening around the region. And he said, when and where, let's meet, let's make this happen. Had an opportunity to meet with the mayor, said, hey, we want to bring jobs to the city and to the region, and we think we have a great idea on how to do that with building infrastructure to support advanced drone operations to support the region. He said, what can I do? We're here happily to support it. And I've got with me today Jim Seaplack, who's overseeing this vision and making it a reality. This was an idea that we had within the state. We got state support in order to do that, and we're seeing it come to fruition right here in Northwest North Dakota. It's pretty incredible to see a city that is, so openly, embracing innovation and new opportunities, to see drones for good by, establishing a network that's going to be able to enhance public safety within the region, that's going to be able to help, assist our city and our state agencies to do their jobs more efficiently. And also, most importantly, to help the private sector to support, not only the oil and gas industry, but, other areas that will benefit from, advanced drone operations. When we decided that we wanted to start this initiative that will eventually become a statewide initiative in Williams County and in McKenzie County, we hoped that we would have the kind of support that we have. It's even better to actually have, see the reality of what the region can actually do to support. They've really come through, beyond all of our expectations to embrace this new technology. I really look forward to working together to bring drones to the region for good, for positive. I look forward to bringing more jobs and opportunities to the region. We really thank you for this honor, and look forward to working together to build more jobs and create more innovation within the Williston area. Thank you.
Congratulations. All right. We are getting closer. Our next one. Can I figure out the last three? It's going to be a Steve Harvey moment. You know that, right? Community, icon, and ambassador. All right. We're going to move right in now to the Community Partnership Award. It's an award presented to individuals or organizations who demonstrate leadership qualities that enhance the community and the region. Past recipients include the Gonzaga University Williston State Internship Program, the Miss North Dakota Scholarship Pageant, and the 2019 winner was the Williston Chamber of Commerce Leadership Williston Program. Tonight, your nominees include Casimir and Offutt Oil Golf Tournament, the Mondack Animal Rescue, and the Upper Missouri District Health Unit.
Since 2014, Casmer and Offet Oil has held their annual golf tournament at the Links of North Dakota to raise funds for area nonprofits. This unique tournament features competitive golf, fun prizes, delicious food, and allows participants to support the local nonprofit of their choice. In 2020, the tournament celebrated the incredible milestone of raising more than $1 million in donations. Mondack Animal Rescue was founded in 1999 and opened the doors to their first building in 2018. More than just an animal shelter, Mondack Animal Rescue provides animal education, grooming, boarding, and daycare services. Over the last 2 years alone, Mondack Animal Rescue has found homes for over 900 sheltered animals. Upper Missouri District Health Unit was founded in 1947 and provides public health information and services across 4 North Dakota counties. Throughout the global pandemic, the Upper Missouri District Health Unit's 22-person team stepped up to the challenges our community faced and continues to work tirelessly to prevent and control disease, protect and enhance the environment, and promote healthy living.
Your 2021 Community Partnership Award winner, the Upper Missouri District Health Unit.
Summer, summer, summer. It's like a merry-go-round. I see you under the midnight.
Well, thank you, Economic Development. This is quite an honor. We're not used to being recognized, so this is really unusual for us. I have a couple of board members here with me. Dr. Ducey is our health officer. And Tim Selly is one of our board members. He's a Bi-County Commissioner. We have a very supportive board of our 22 employees, like we said, for 4 counties. So we're very honored to have this award. And I'm very thankful that my husband, Marty, was able to join me tonight. He's an outdoorsy guy, so we got him to come to community. But we really hope that this year we can see a lot of people get the vaccination and get back to normal and have kids succeed in school and businesses thrive and just have a healthy, wonderful future. Thank you.
Yeah, we really appreciate Javane and all her staff for all the work she's done, especially during the pandemic. It's been awesome.
We have a vaccine now. A lot of questions about the vaccine. And if you have questions about the vaccine, talk to your healthcare advisor. Don't talk to Facebook. You can find.
Don't hesitate, vaccinate, right? All right. We're going to move into the 2021 Icon Award. The Icon Award is a relatively new category for the Williston Economic Development. It recognizes individuals and businesses that have been a staple in the community for many years. Just like new business entrepreneurs we've celebrated tonight, the icons have many years of experience under their belt. They've successfully navigated the ups and downs of the business ownership, and they have come out on the successful side of things. One of the requirements of this award is a minimum of 20 years or more in business, and past recipients include Dr. Loy Ashton of Hedricks Art and Trade Center, and Rick Tangadal and Lee Gunlickson from All Season Sportabout. And this year's nominees include Ekblad Incorporated, Electric and Magneto, and the Zunick Agency Farmers Union Insurance.
For over 70 years, Ekblad's has been a family-owned business offering a variety of home appliances, from stoves, refrigerators, and freezers, to washers, dryers, TVs, and so much more. Known for quality service and competitive prices, Ekblad's has been a staple in our community since 1951. Family owned since opening in 1946, Electric and Magneto has been Williston's source for generators, alternators, small engines, electric motors, industrial equipment, and much more. And with a factory-authorized warranty center for service on most brands, Electric and Magneto plans to keep Williston running for another 75 years. Opening their doors in 1943 as the Stedman Agency, the Zunick Agency is a part of the largest general insurance company in North Dakota. Recently adding J.R. Johnson as a partner agent, Sean Zunick and his team continue the agency's 80-year history of insuring and serving the communities of North Dakota and Montana.
Three great candidates tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to get right to it. Your 2021 Icon Award winner, Electric and Magneto.
John. Well, after 75 years of service, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Mostly, I have to thank my father, and I have to thank John, because I wouldn't be where I was without them.
What do you say? It's been a long run. We've been through oil booms, oil busts, a lot of challenges out there, and it helps to be able to rely on a community and that supports you. And thank you.
All right, congratulations. All right. We are going to move right in to the Ambassador of the Year for 2021. The Williston Economic Development Ambassador Award is presented to an individual who has demonstrated exceptional leadership qualities towards the advancement of the region. Recipients of this award are true leaders within the community, and past recipients include, is it Cal Cluen? Cal Cluen of the Theodore Roosevelt Expressway, Kathy Nessett of Nessett Consulting, Lieutenant Governor Brent Sanford, and the 2019 Ambassador of the Year was Mr. API Ken Callahan. So you have big shoes for this, ladies and gentlemen. The nominees this evening are Chris Junt, Debbie Richter, and Terry Olson.
Chris Jund is both the Senior Vice President and Chief Lending Officer at Williston's First State Bank and Trust. Born and raised in Williston, Chris continually shows his commitment to our community by serving as President of the Williston Public School District No. 7 School Board and previously serving as a board member for the Williston Area Chamber of Commerce. Terry Olson came to Williston State College in 1982 and was the athletic director and men's basketball coach for 26 years. In 2007, he became the executive director of the Williston State College Foundation, which has led fundraising efforts that directly benefit the students and college. As Terry begins retirement, his work with athletics and the foundation has impacted thousands and created a bright future for WSC. Debbie Richter is the Assistant Vice President and Marketing Officer for American State Bank and Trust. As an ambassador of the Williston Area Chamber of Commerce, board president of the Miss North Dakota Scholarship Organization, and volunteer for countless other community programs like Marketplace for Kids and the Williston Convention and Visitors Bureau, Debbie works behind the scenes to help create a better quality of life for everyone in western North Dakota.
It's a big one, ladies and gentlemen. Your 2021 Ambassador of the Year Award goes to Terry Olson.
Here come the jesters, 1, 2, 3. It's all about
As he makes his way to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, I invite for you to take a seat because he can be a little long-winded. Terry, congratulations.
I have nothing prepared, so this is just a prop. Well, I told Sean Wanko a while back when I thought he would get the Williston Star Award, Western Star Award, to make sure that he thanks his wife. So I got to follow my own advice and thank my wife. She has been an absolute rock. When I was coaching, I was not the easiest guy to live with, especially after a loss. And she was always there to encourage me and things like that. The other thing I'd like to say was that I've been very fortunate to work with great presidents and great faculty and staff at Williston State, which made my job easier. And then when I moved into the role as executive director of the Williston State College Foundation, you have no idea the dedication of the boards and the presidents that led that foundation. Yeah, they do deserve a hand. I know there are some maybe in the crowd tonight, but they're the ones that really made the decisions, made the motions, made the votes, and moved things forward. And so my success really hasn't been my success. It's been the people around me and the people of Williston. And there's been some remarks made about me tonight from our honorable mayor. Thank you, Howard. Those are nice things to say. Keith Olson, I've never really cared for you. Some of the comments you made are, people can take them the way they want, but I've never been a fan. See, I got a few laughs, Keith. But anyway, I want to thank you all and thank you for your support. My wife and I are moving to our farm and to Minnesota to be closer to our family and my 93-year-old dad who still tells me how to farm. But as I've told people, my heart will always be in Williston. Thank you.
What a big night tonight, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So I think before we move along, I think what we should do, why don't we give everybody involved and all of our winners another round of applause this evening. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you were lucky enough to bring home hardware this evening, they do want to have pictures tonight. So make sure that you hover fairly close to the stage, and they'd like to get some pictures with you tonight. The Mood Cats are going to be back to play as well this evening. The bar is open. You're invited to stick around, and most importantly, folks, celebrate. It's all about you, it's all about the winners, and most importantly, it's all about our region. So thank you for the opportunity. Have a great night tonight, and let's get the plan rolling for next year. So we're going to bring Sean and Keith up to close the event. Thank you.
Well, thanks again. We're going to be real quick. First, I want to thank Keith Olson and Terry Olson for saying those nice things about their wives and making me look like an ass in front of mine. So, appreciate it. I'm glad that you let me know that you're going to do that. And, man, I work next to this guy. I never thought he had it in him to talk like that. I'd probably get 2 words out of you a day. But anyways, Mooncats are going to be back. Stick around, enjoy yourself. Again, thank the sponsors. I see we got JE down here, A2S sitting over here. We got API sitting over there. These are the guys that make us, they allow us to put this sort of program on, have dinner, have drinks, and just have a good time. Award winners, congratulations. Another great year of economic development.
Again, appreciate all the support from everybody. Terry, I will find you. Stay and have a good time, guys.